Hi, and thanks so much for joining me for this Get Ready With Me featuring a lot of new makeup. There's been so much makeup that has come in that I have not had a chance to try yet, including Hermes, I've got Gucci, I've got Tower 28, and so many new products from Florasis. So this video is kindly sponsored by Florasis, and they have sent so many lovely products over. I wanted to throw in a little quick unboxing so you could see everything up close because they sent so much I can't wear it all in one video, but I at least wanted to show you close-ups of some of the most beautiful makeup I've seen, as well as swatch it all for you. Here are all of the items. We'll do this quickly just so you can see everything up close. This is a gift set, which are co-branded with Susan Fang, and the inspiration is Pearl. And the card is something you can write when you gift it to someone. And these are pearl stickers that create the pearl makeup look. This is the Eastern Romance eyeshadow palette. And this necklace is a gift with the item. And the pearl stands for Everlasting Pure Love. This was created to also gift to others. This is a Flawless Jade Breathable Setting Powder. This is a Flawless Jade Breathable Pressed Powder. This is a Blooming Rouge Porcelain Lipstick. It has a real porcelain case. M414. This is a Blooming Rouge Love Lock Lipstick Pearl Edition. This is in the shade M502. And they've also sent over a cleansing oil. One of the prettiest cleansing oils I've ever seen. And you've got a pump dispenser here as well. And as you could see, the products are beautiful, and that oil, I just kind of wanted to see what it would do if I just added it to my arm, how easily it would break up that makeup, and it broke it up so quickly. I didn't even use a towel or anything. I just kind of used my hand to see what would happen, and you were able to see how powerful that cleansing oil is. But I do have many of the products on my face, not all of them, but many of them are on my face, including the other items I mentioned. So let's go ahead and get started. Starting off, oh, actually, let's start off with this because my lips are a little bit chapped. I think I've used this a couple times, but never on camera. So it's the Hermes, this one. I picked one in 01 Beige. I wasn't sure about what shade to pick. It was a little bit difficult online to see them. So I picked this. Let's see how it goes. Really quite hydrating, and it just brightened up that lip area very subtly. So nice summer gloss, very easy product to use. I'm trying to decide if there's a stickiness about this. It does feel a little bit more viscous than, say, the Westman Atelier. I really like that one. I'm gonna go in with the Tower 28 in SunnyDays. This is in the shade 30. I haven't tried this one at all, so excited to see how this one looks. It's quite warm. Initial impression of the way this felt, it had a gel-like quality about it. Also very smooth on application, although it's a bit dewy feeling, so it seems like there's some hydration in here. Meshes really beautifully with the skin, though. It's not sitting on top at all. So I think 30 is actually quite a good shade for me. Let's try this just with hands and see how it goes. You can see what a difference that brush makes. in application. Just gonna conceal as usual with the SISLEY. CdP Concealer here in Mocha. La Prairie. I'm gonna go ahead and do eyebrows, put on my Next Generation Eye Base by Chantecaille, and then we'll get into some of the makeup. And for brows, I used the DIOR Show Onset Brow, and then this was the first thing I ever loved by Florasis. It's just such a wonderful eyebrow pencil. So I love this brow pencil, it's so good. And I noticed the Hermes oil kind of balanced out my lips a little bit more after I've worn it a while. So it does look a little bit more evened out somehow. Usually I will do brows after powder, but since I kind of reverse the steps, I thought we could go in with the Tower 28 bronzer. This is in Bronzino. This is in the shade Gold Coast. And I thought it was a little too like golden for a bronzer for me, but it actually works really nicely. I tried it the other day. Really nice shade. And I know that many of you let me know you like their blushes a lot. So many powders to try here. I love powders. I feel like they are really make or break it kinds of products. So we're gonna go in with this first. This is the Florasis Gorgeous Peach Blossom Powder. This one here. This is the loose powder. So we're just gonna take the puff that comes with it, such a beautiful teal shade, and then press it in there. Let's just do half the face for now. And I want to go over it with this powder. When I swatched this had such an unusual texture to it. This is the Gorgeous Peach Blossom Silk Powder in 02. And it's a pressed powder, but it feels almost like plastic almost when you touch this. It's very unusual. I've never felt a powder like this. It feels very, very solid. And just the finest powder comes off when you do that. So we're gonna use the puff, and I'm just going to apply it on top of this and see, just curious to see what happens. Wow, it looks really tan up here, doesn't it? That's a really pretty powder. Lovely finish, but it did add a little bit of color back to my face, didn't it? So interesting, but very unusual, very smooth texture. Okay, we're gonna go in with this. I've been looking at this for a while. I have not used it at all. It's the Westman Atelier Vital Pressed Skincare Powder. I did have a lot of questions about this versus my Perfect Blur powder, but I thought we could try this first and see how it goes, and then we'll compare. So interesting. I'm gonna say it is remind me a little bit of the Perfect Blur powder. We'll have to see side by side for sure, but I think this is a good color match. I'm seeing interestingly enough, because I have these powders on my face, this side with the Florasis powders actually is much flatter to the skin. There's still a little bit of texture from this Westman Atelier powder. Not that I was trying to compare the two, I'm just noticing though, yeah, somehow the Florasis powders get the makeup really, really close to the skin, so you don't see that texture. So let me see if I can lean in. So here I can still see my pores versus this side, which looks really blurred, but I can still see a little bit of discoloration coming through. So I got more of a perfected appearance to the evenness of my skin, like the evenness of the skin tone. But over here, it's a more perfected kind of surface appearance. So I wonder if I do this, just play with all these powders. I'm gonna take some of this powder. Florasis, this is that one in the pressed part, the pressed version. And I'm just gonna press it on top of this Westman Atelier. And oh, how interesting. Yes, I'm also pressing this into my skin, which may have something to do with reducing that texture. That smoothed over those pores. It makes it look more airbrushed. That's why I love trying out new products. I really want to see what they can do. So what I'm going to do now then is take the Westman Atelier and I'm going to add that to the forehead. So I wonder what happens if I take this powder and just press on my forehead. What will happen? This pressed powder. Definitely more perfected appearance. Going in with this shade right here, the lightest shade. Then we're going to take this one in the crease. Taking that underneath as well. Okay, I'm going to add mascara and we'll be right back. Really simple eye here, no eyeliner, but I thought we could go in with the lightest shade here. And then I'm just going to take that on my clean hands and just add a little bit. Ooh, that's quite bright, isn't it? Just going to a little bit of shimmer. You can see that if you pack that on, you probably could get quite a bit of shimmer if you wanted, but I just want a little bit. Let's go in with their palette, this one that had the bronzer and the blush and everything in there. It's the blush color. You go a little bit heavier on the blush, I think, because the eye is so subtle. Going ahead with a little bit of my Valentino blush, just for a little bit of glow. And let's see if we can do the same thing with the Westman Atelier powder. Let's see if we can blur this blush a little bit on the perimeter. I see a little bit of discoloration in front. Didn't really help with that, did it? So let's go in with the Clé de Peau. This will help with that because it helps kind of distract the eye. I'm gonna use this because I don't know what I did with my bigger brush. This is the Clé de Peau Luminizing Face Enhancer. I'm going in with a little bit more of Valentino. Okay, I quite like the Hermes lip product. It's really pretty. But let's go in with one of the new shades that I got here. I think that these lipstick cases are so beautiful. So let's try number 304 and see how it goes. Let's give number 414 a try. The same kind of ceramic lip case. So that one's a pretty one too, but I'm looking for something a little bit more like I think I'm thinking more of like a dusty rose for this. So let's try another new product I have not had a chance to really play with yet. This is the Gucci liquid lip. So let's try this. I held this a long time ago and I haven't even opened it. I think this one has Rosewood in it. I can't see what it says. It's very small. Something Rosewood, I believe. I'll put the shade below because it's just too small for me to read. So. Starting with this Tower 28 product, SunnyDays. Just take a quick look here. It went on really easily, smoothly, really meshed well with the skin, is not sitting on top in terms of the pigment. Yeah, really nice, easy to wear product. Lovely. And I think this was the right shade for me if you wanted to try it. It's in the shade 30PCH. Nice and warm, if you have a golden medium tone to your skin. Lovely. Just have a dewiness to it. So there's still a nice dewy quality to it. I think dry skin types might really like it. Okay, then we went in with the Bronzino, the Gold Coast. Lovely bronzer as well. I actually tried this one before I filmed today because I'm excited to see what it would do. And it's really easy just to apply with hands as well. So if you want a really simple, easy to use, lovely bronzer, this is a really great one. Let me know what shades you like in their blush because I know, like I said, so many of you love their blushes. Then we went in with the powders. I'm so impressed with their powders. I don't pull for them as much because I received one of these earlier from them, but they are really impressive. So if you're looking for powder that's really gonna get close to the skin and not emphasize texture, let me just double check how it looks with all of my other powders that I put on. Yeah, it's really smooth. I have to say the Florasis side was much more seamless and flatter to the skin than the Westman Atelier. And I was able to take down a little bit of that texture with this powder right here. So the first one was a translucent one, which was the Peach Blossom Powder in 03. And then this one right here, it's a little bit bigger. And then this was the pressed one. This one is the gorgeous Peach Blossom Silk Powder in 02. So I'm curious to play with this one a little bit just to see how it works with other powders, to see if I get the same effect where it can kind of smooth over that texture and make it look really very silky. This one looks like it has a little, just a slight maybe glow to it. It's really faint though. This Westman Atelier powder. So this one reminded me a little bit of the Perfect Blur powder, but I just didn't, just dropped it, hold on. I just didn't see the same effect that I normally get with the blur powder, where it really does perfect the appearance of the texture of the skin. At the same time, it perfects the overall color of my skin, because it will really do some lovely color correcting, the Perfect Blur powder by Chantecaille. This one didn't seem to have that effect, but let me play around a little bit more with this. But right off the bat, it's a nice powder. I'm not saying it's not nice, but it's not, I don't know, I just have to see it side by side with the Chantecaille to tell you what I think, but so far it's nice. I'm more impressed with this powder over here than I am with this one. So we'll see, time will tell. I'll keep playing around with it. Then the lipsticks are lovely. I think these are so pretty. I didn't use these today, but I will in the future. But these are so pretty. Very lovely design, that porcelain design on there. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that on a lipstick. Lovely shades as well. They just didn't, I think, go with what I was trying to go for here in terms of the overall look. That first one was nice and bright, so number 304 was lovely, and then I thought the brick shade in 414 was also pretty. So I think I was looking for something a little bit more like pinkier than both of those. So that's why I wanted to try this Gucci lip product. I typically don't love this kind of lip product, but so far it's not settling into any cracks, and it looks quite even. I mean, it does have a more matte finish, so if you don't like that, you're not gonna like this product. But if you do like that kind of liquid lip, it doesn't have that tight feeling that liquid lip products typically have, like a one-step one. You know, I love the Chanel duos, but there's like a glossier product you put on top. This one doesn't, but it still feels quite comfortable. Maybe one of the more comfortable liquid lip products I've tried. It's very nice, but it's a very specific look also that I typically don't wear. Oh yeah, this eyeshadow palette. This was nice. If you're looking for something subtle, it just built in a little crease color here. I was able to add a little bit of shimmer with that lightest shade, but you know I'm not a shimmer person, so a little bit went a long way for me there. But if you want to build a little bit of dimension, you can do it with that too. But I think that this might be a nice one and done. That bronzier shade that I use, that might be a nice one and done for the eye. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of their eyebrow pencil, the Florasis eyebrow pencil. It is a game changer for me and has risen to the top of my eyebrow pencils. I'm very picky about my eyebrow products, so that says a lot about their eyebrow pencil. So thank you so much to Florasis for sending all of these beautiful new products. Of course, I will leave links below to everything if you would like to check it out. But that is it for today's video, so please take care of each other and stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.